Born and raised in Tembisa. Did my early years of studying there, went to school there, then I moved over to another school, fortunately, somewhere here in Johannesburg, east of Johannesburg. I went to further my studies in Pretoria, which was a great experience. I think moving cities actually really helped me a bit, to open up my eyes, have a new perspective on things. I started my professional career in PR actually some years ago. I did that for a few years. I enjoyed it, got some very unique skills there. And then I think it must have been closer towards 2010. I then moved over to doing more traditional marketing. I think it's something that I've always wanted to do. And that's where I actually started doing more marketing stuff. And I grew from that, and went into much more digital marketing. And that's how the career actually evolved to now being here where I am. I've been here, I think for over 8 years now. And the experience has been awesome, in terms of being part of such a great team from a marketing perspective. In general, being part of Kaizer Chiefs is amazing. We probably have the best marketing team in terms of football, and I'm not even shy to say that. I think under Jessica's leadership from a marketing perspective, you can see the type of work that we've done over the years. You can see how the brand has been very aggressive and how it has grown in that sense. Obviously, coupled with the type of football that we were playing, it became such a huge brand. And I think maybe taking it even further, I think the chairman has actually done quite a lot, in terms of building or setting up the cornerstones for building the brand. So how the idea of KC Mobile came about was obviously, I think it was born obviously out of our long-standing partnership with Vodacom. And obviously, Vodacom being the experts and the leaders in that space, in the telecoms space, we saw it fit to create a product that our supporters can also use. So it wasn't only now about just, the jersey that's got Vodacom, but what is the one thing that our supporters can actually take away and start using? When we started, yes, obviously, the first challenge was, what do you put on that SIM card? How do you make it different from other SIM cards, And we had to really look at and say, okay, as a club, we've got obviously nice content. We've got things that supporters would like to know and they can't access it anywhere else. And you're like, okay, great stuff. Let's do this with Vodacom, So we branded the SIM card and we saw that our supporters were very excited, obviously, around that. Then we decided, okay, no, let's put in a lot more effort in terms of innovating it and see with our partners, Vodacom, what differentiated offering we can provide also from a telco perspective. And I think I must be honest, they obviously also came to the party and gave us something that was very unique, and it works perfectly for our supporters. It's an initiative which we started in 2013 in partnership with obviously our biggest sponsor, which is Vodacom, and we've had the SIM card ever since then. We use it as a means for us to communicate also with our supporters directly through their mobile phone. We give you an opportunity to experience the brand in a very unique way. You are able to enter campaigns that bring you even closer to the club than any other supporter can, and simply just by using the SIM card. An example would be maybe getting an invitation to actually watch a live soccer match with some of the players at the stadium when the stadiums were open. We had campaigns in the past where we actually took a group of supporters who are using KC Mobile SIM card, and we took them down to Durban on the team bus, and they actually got to experience how it feels like to be in that bus and take that trip down to Durban and watch a live game, have a VIP experience. So that's one of the other sort of unique campaigns that we've done. We've also done one where actually supporters in Durban would have a chance to sit on the pitch side and watch the game from there, which was the couch competition. So it's those kind of very special and unique campaigns that we do for our supporters, those who are using the starter pack. So it's not necessarily that we're closing off everyone else, but these are some of the unique benefits that we have there. So in the next 5 years, I definitely think I see quite a lot of growth in the growth opportunities for the KC Mobile business. Obviously, with what is happening right now, the evolution of how people are using their mobile phones, it's not only about voice now. There's quite a lot of data usage. People are moving to 4G and 5G phones, so technology is really taking up, which also gives us a great opportunity to say, how do we then reinvent ourselves as a business to make sure that we can offer our supporters with even much more interactive and much nicer offers on their KC Mobile starter packs. One of the key things that we need to look out for is obviously locations. We try and pick locations where we know we've got a huge supporter base, but not only that, where we also look at places where we know that from an accessibility perspective, sometimes it's difficult for supporters to get hold of some of the products that we have. In terms of our activations right now, what we do, so those activations and roadshows is to actually take our retail merchandise to our communities, number one, and then obviously give access to the starter pack, which is obviously the KC Mobile starter pack. So that gives us an opportunity to deliver those two products to our supporters. We then obviously have, I think, which is probably one thing that gets our supporters very excited, is obviously to bring the players so that they can engage with them and interact with them in that kind of an environment. And obviously to plan that, you need to make sure that the location is right. You need to make sure that you've got the right equipment, you've got electricity, you've got the right stuff to work in that environment. It's obviously a full day affair, so you need to make sure that people are energized and it's well planned, even from a municipal perspective, get all the right permissions. So it is quite a lengthy process, but fortunately, because our planning, we do it months in advance, we are able to start engaging with the security that we'll need, the municipality, the venues, etc., and make sure that we have a very effective roadshow activation. Obviously, we do this with Vodacom as well in some instances, and obviously on their side, they have to also tick their boxes to make sure that they comply with whatever internal regulations they have to abide by. It's quite unique. It's quite an exciting experience, both for us as a club, for our partners Vodacom, and for also our supporters, most especially. I think they really, really enjoy seeing us in their space.